Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best arrows to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game. Give it up for Angle, Responsibility, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got the one and only, the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty scene. Give it up for Patrick Price Aches. And then, of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. He might be a few blinkers in right now. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, what's going on? How we feeling? Benjay, we'll start with you. How many blinkers on a day, Benjay? How many blinkers?
I ripped the pen this morning, but other than that,
slowly.
like one maybe.
So, Ben, how you feeling, Ben? You feeling good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling alright. I mean, today was a fucking snooze, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Absolute dog shit games, but
slowly,
you know what?
Ben.
I'm here with my friends. We're talking COD. We got chat in the lock as well. We're gonna make the best of it.
Ben, we're gonna have a good show today, man. It's good to see you, Ben. You're looking good. You're looking good,
You're looking at $1 million.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. And we got the Duarte in the building. What's going on, Chris? How are you, man?
Good. No, I've got nothing to say besides Plumber ERA.
Oh,
that's all we got to say.
Yeah, I see. That's kind of the. Actually, Sam, it was actually you who got the conversation started on the Plumber ERA, Sam. It was actually you.
It is what it is, man. I don't know.
Sam, first and foremost, how you feeling, Sam? You doing all right?
I'm feeling great, Tom. I'm doing great.
You're doing good.
The Codley tried to kill my mood today, but I won't let it happen.
Bro, the colleague will never kill the Flank's mood. It will never happen. You know, what about you, Slayer? You in a good mood over there, Slayer?
I'm in a great mood, Tom, but I don't ever want to hear nobody talking about the competition difference ever again, bro. Ever.
Pat, yeah, we should get into that, but before we do, I do want to give a happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms out there. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to all the moms in the chat. Shout out to everybody. Just happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms that are out there watching, man. What a beautiful day. And shout out to Nate Shot, because I saw that Nate's having another baby, which is awesome. Huge congratulations to Nate Shot and his family over there. That's awesome. That's awesome news. But happy Mother's Day, guys. Just wanted to get that out there before we get into it. But let's talk about it. Is this the Plumber era of COD? It's been a little debate that's been going on recently in the Call of Duty space. And Sam, I feel like you've gotten the conversation going a little bit with your tweet yesterday. What was the tweet, Sam? It was you were watching somebody on IW shoot Ziggy's, right? I'll pull it up, actually. Let's pull up your tweet.
Bruce last night on stream. I woke up and they were watching IW VOD from Anaheim Grand Finals when we were playing Splice. And it's just like the skill required to hit good shots back in the day versus now is not even close. And I just think that
just fell off after 40 meters.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my tweet sums it up pretty well. I just think that like having a good shot or being able to take these sorts of gunfights like used to be able to separate you from the pack and like really solidify your spot in the league. And nowadays, I mean, everyone shoots straight, bro. The game shoots for you. So.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So I'm saying, bro. Dude, like this is a grand final. Like we're locked the fuck in. These are hard gunfights.
Yeah, they are hard gunfights. They're not easy. And yes,
nowadays you're challenging this with a sub and not missing.
100%. Pat, what do you got to say about this whole Plumber era debate? What do you got to say about this? Because I was actually arguing about this with Scrappy a few months ago, not too long ago. We got into this argument. But what's your opinion on it, Pat?
Bro, the way I see it too is it's not like players that are playing right now just spawned out of nowhere, bro. They were amateurs in years past in what we're calling the Plumber era. Like they were the challenger equivalent players. They just now, after everyone is gone, are in the league. So it's crazy that we make these comparisons like the players nowadays are better. Bro, they're just visually better because of how much technology has improved. Players are on 240 plus hertz monitors. We're on PCs. They're playing with 0 dead zones. Like, of course it's going to look different, but I would argue the amount of skill that it took in almost every game prior to when Warzone came out was way more talent. It was genuinely more talent. And I hate that people make the combo like, oh, people were working back then. No fucking top team was working. Like, that is fucking delusional, bro. Like, they weren't part-timers. There were more players playing and playing more often, I think, than there are now. The only difference is we just didn't have fucking rank play and like the things that they have nowadays that make it seem different. But, bro, I fully agree. I think we are in the, bro, 80 or 40% of the series that we watch, bro, are 3-0s. Teams just getting fucking shit slammed. we're begging for teams to make roster changes nonstop, and bro, half the league is challenger players less than a year ago. So yeah, I fully think we are in the Plumber era, bro. And I mostly credit this, or not credit, but like blame Warzone for this. I mean, I've said that for a long time. I think Warzone ruined multiplayer COD.
I also think that like the argument that you can look at it is like at the end of the day, some people say if some of these players, right, went and played during that time, when we played, that they would shit on us. I'm like, no, you would basically play at that ceiling. So like players like, for example, use Scrap because he likes to argue this. Scrap played in that era. He would be as good as he is now in that era. Sure, he can reach that potential, right? But he would only get to that ceiling that everybody else was at. You're not going to surpass that ceiling. It was very rare that we had players surpass that ceiling, and it came in, every once in a while. Like for example, when Simp kind of broke that ceiling and broke that barrier, and players like Celium, and it changed. But very rarely did that happen. So at the end of the day, even if you might reach that ceiling and be as good as some of the players were then, like more of those players hit that ceiling than you see now. Nowadays, there's like maybe like 2 teams. 3 teams, maybe some years, that have players that are hitting the ceiling of the game, and everyone else is god awful, not even close to hitting that ceiling. We're seeing it this year. Back then, more players were hitting that ceiling, way more competition, way more teams could win events. Granted, maybe that didn't come true, but like the placings of every event were vastly different. Nowadays, barring an insane upset or bracket fucking because of the way the fucking the matches are, right? You see the same placements for the most of the time. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just so much different.
Somebody in the chat goes by the name of Gomer Pile. He said, you guys are fucking R-words. It's just like sports. Guys in the 90s are not better than today's players.
So different. They played the exact same game. The small rule changes, bro. There's completely different games nowadays. You actually can't make that argument, bro. It's not like fucking the basketball is more accurate fucking when you shoot. Nowadays, the game is fundamentally changed. You have 200-meter aim assist. You cannot make that fucking comparison. And so I would redirect your comment back to yourself, bro.
Also, let's keep in mind the game hasn't changed much from MW 2019 to now, especially mechanic-wise. The way you engage in gunfights, maps changed,
the same,
weapons changed. The gameplay hasn't changed much. Back then, the game changed a lot. Like, we had multiple eras of COD, whether it was slide canceling or jetpacks, and then back to boots, and then slide canceling and specialists, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, you would think that if the game is the same for many, many years, eventually players would cap out in terms of the skill that they can have, and the players that are at the bottom should be able to catch up. You've been playing the same game for 7 years. How have you not got it now? How the fuck aren't these people catching up? Why is there such a big disparity between the top and the bottom still? Like, these people have been playing the same game for years. Mm-hmm. How the fuck? What are we doing here?
What is the maps? Like, maps change every year.
Yeah, I know, but still,
engine, you can't. I guess you can. I guess master this engine if you consider it that. But like, there's a lot of variables that change game to game. Even if like the bones of the game itself aren't changing, there's still a lot of variables from year to year. I think when we were playing, I think when we were playing, everything was changing. We would go from jetpacks to boots. Like, the way the guns felt, the way the aim assist worked from title to title was so vastly different from developer to the developer. And now, since all of them are working together on every COD, it's just the same game, just reskin.
PTK felt different. Sprint to Fire was way different.
I remember last year, people that were in the league were coming on the show saying they learned how to slide cancel, and that it was Modern Warfare 3, and they've been playing the same game since MW 2019. So I don't understand how this works. But yeah, no, the competition was way higher before. And if you put these players in that scenario, more often than not, they would land at the same skill ceiling that players like Scump were at. Players like Sam, ZooMaa, even Pat, in his prime, like all of us were. Like,
they're not. I'm running Scrappy out the venue with his. They weren't going
to come in and just be better than everyone. That's not how it works.
Pat, random sidebar. I was watching a shit talk montage this morning. And it was in Ghost, Pat. I'm sure you remember. You were playing Optic, and Seth was shooting someone's body with a sniper. And before the map ended, mid-round, you went into their booth and talked shit to them, and then went back to the setup.
Yeah, that was the All-Star game, I think.
Was
it the All-Star game?
Yeah.
Okay. I watched that this morning. I said no one does it like Patty P, man. No one does it like Patty P.
Look at us, just a bunch of old heads just gassing each other up. Look at us, man. Look at us.
It's typical. And then what was the other one? There was you were playing an AM team, and you pulled out your wallet and said, "I make more than all of you guys," when they were talking shit.
No.
That was another one.
No. was at Niagara when we were making the losers run, and I don't know if you guys remember the UGC Niagara event.
Is that the Stone the World event?
Yeah. But they had a casino that was like attached to the venue, and so like I had a great night at the casino the night before that match, Sam. And I let them know that I made more at the casino than they made their whole careers.
That was a good shit. It was a good.
I remember back at UMG. I remember back at UMG St. Louis when I was playing with Killa, Karma, and Mir. It was right. It was right after Champs, I think, and like we were playing some AMs and we were shitting on them, but like one of them like got up and got loud, and then all of a sudden Killa just says, "I made 150K in 3 weeks," or something like that, and everyone started cheering, or something like that. I can't remember what he said. That was
my first event, bro. Good
that
time.
shit was fucking comedy, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Sloss, man. Bro, we gotta get Sloss on the show. I would love to get Sloss on the show just to like reminisce, talk about some old times, but. Shout out to Bepsi in the chat as well. We got Bepsi in the chat.
Bepsi to go.
Bro, I was going to give away a fridge, but I'm giving it to Bepsi now. I'm scamming the rest of the chat slowly. Go ahead, Pat.
Really quick, the other thing I was going to add, bro, and I think this matters so fucking much that isn't talked about. You played way more COD at tournaments. And in my opinion, regardless of like, even if you played amateurs coming in from loser or challengers into pool play, bro, it makes it so much difficult when you have to be perfect through like 10 fucking games. You cannot lose. Like the potential of upset doesn't fucking exist the way it did. It was so much harder to be perfect at a tournament than it is now.
Not only that, all the teams that got to finals, they had insane amounts of reps getting to that point. So everyone is literally playing at like their peak for the tournament, the two teams that got to finals for the most part. So you're getting these finals that more often than not, they're competitive as fuck, because literally everyone has been playing their map sets, perfecting their map pool leading up to that moment, going into the tournament. Like you don't get these breaks. You're not playing 4 matches and then winning the tournament. You're playing like
what's fucking insane
10 or more.
Just play 4 matches on Friday.
We all know that was better. I genuinely like, and I'm saying this to the current players. Like I wish you guys could play that format. Like desperately, I think you all would enjoy it so much fucking more. I think fans would enjoy it. Players would. I'm mind blown that we don't have that format, and we've stuck for the last 6 years playing this horrible format that we've all agreed on is the worst shit for competition.
What's crazy? I don't want to drag this conversation out any longer, but weren't events like 3 days? Now we got like 4 or 5 day events, right?
Yeah, it was Friday, Saturday,
and we're playing less. How?
Because you played 6 series a day back in the day. You played all of your pool play on Friday.
You played 3 on Friday.
And then the Saturday morning GGEA Orange warm-up at 10 a.m.
You'd have an Alpha stream, a Bravo stream, a Charlie stream, a Delta stream. You'd have casters on every stream. You'd have multiple matches going on at once. Like there's just COD everywhere, and you wouldn't miss anything. We were just watching Challenger matches. I couldn't even watch my own Challengers team at the last event. They weren't even playing on stream. So it's like, dude, what the hell's going on? There needs to be a change in the format and how they end up doing things. But you guys ready to move on from this convo? I feel like I'm kind of talking to service.
Yeah,
let's move on. Let's talk about some real fucking competitive COD, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about some competitive COD here and hop into the first series.
In the non-Plumber era right here, man. This is what we want.
We got the Boston Breach going up against the Vancouver Surge. And man, was this one not close. Vancouver Surge 3-0, 250 to 189 on the red card hard point, 6-0 dealership S&D, and 3-1 on a Hacienda control. Boston Breach getting thrown into the dumpster. Let's scroll down here, take a look here at the stat sheet. We got nearly a red carpet here for Boston. It's Purge. It's Purge saving them from that one with a 1.07, but you got a 0.77 from Snoopy, a 0.94 from Awakening, and a 0.89 from Cammy. On the other side, you got a 1.07 from 04, a 1.27 from Abuza. He's been absolutely unbelievable. Abuza's been great. A 1.12 from Nasty, and a 0.91 from Neptune, costing me the power play today. Way to go, Neptune. Then we got Abuza with a 1.54 in hard point, a 2.5 at S&D, and a 0.88 in control. Abuza, your match MVP in this one. Sam, let's start with you. We'll go from the bottom. We'll work our way up. What's going on with the Boston Breach? Why are these guys shit now? And why is Big Wake swaying his sticks back and forth in the middle of gun fights? Why is he doing that? Okay, so go ahead, Sam.
I mean, the Boston flipped the coin today, and they got the wrong side, unfortunately. That's just the team that these guys are, man. Vancouver came out to play today. I think Nasty's interview summed it up really well. They had a good self-reflection as a team. They just kind of burned themselves out last week, coming off of no break from the major. They tried to keep playing as a team. I believe he said most teams took off a couple days during the week, but they played the whole time, and they went into the weekend just a little burned out. and you could just tell the way they were playing. So I think this week they probably locked in a little bit harder in scrims, took things a little bit more seriously, and this is the result. I think Boston just did not show up today whatsoever, though. Purge had a phenomenal map one, I will highlight.
He did.
Did drop a donut, man after my own heart. Yeah, I mean, Boston's just, I mean, listen, bro, maybe I'm a hater. I think I view these guys the same way that you view Ravens. I think this is an epitome of a friendship team. I think these guys just love playing together, and there's just clear upgrade paths that should have been taken throughout the season, and they just like getting sixth or worse. I'm not a fan of the team. I'm not a fan of the coin flip COD. And if they are, I mean, they're still a team. So good series for Vancouver, though. I mean, they slammed them. Not much to say about it.
Yeah, what do you think, Benjay? Do you agree with Sam? Maybe some friendship going on, or what do you think is going on with the Boston Breachers? And I see, Ben, you got your thinking face on, Benjay. Get your thinking face on.
I think for Vancouver, obviously, I want to tip this performance after last week. They really had Boston's number. Boston beat them stage 1 when they had Charlie, but I think they've now lost 4 times since then, twice on land. So they've really had Boston's number in this. I think the key issue for Boston right now is just really since the beginning of Major 3 is event, not the qualifiers. The Snoop has just kind of really had a struggle in the respawns at times, in specific the hard point. And if they want to be an X factor, if they want to steal map 1 off of people, if they want to grind out these series, go to game 5s and ice up, they need Snoop to be a more impactful player. We know that Cam and Wake are inconsistent at times, but Snoop's got to be that X factor difference maker in a sub. And unfortunately, right now, he's really struggling in a hard point.
Yeah. What about you, Duarte? What are your thoughts?
I think Cam, Wake, and Purge have all been playing pretty decent. I feel like they've been helping a lot, and with
Really?
Snoopy playing. Yeah, they've been playing pretty decent. Snoop's been the fall off. Snoop last stage was one of the worst subs in respawn that we've had. And then in the today he got shit on. But yesterday, when he plays good, this team is back to looking like they can beat a lot of the good teams. It's just somebody, dude, I don't know what it is, but whoever's got the Snoopy voodoo doll, they got to put it down, bro, because he's been getting slammed.
I think it's just the reverse from the early year, bro. Snoopy was hard carrying these guys for 2 stages while they were trying to figure it out. And now, I mean, maybe the wear and tear of Black Ops 6 got to him, bro, because his team was nothing while he was frying for the early part of the year.
Where he's trying to do too much now because he knows his team sucks and he's trying to do it all? Is he trying to do too much?
Maybe.
Maybe this always happens when you when you have a good player and they're playing really well and it's looking well and boom, they know it's chalked and they try and overcompensate and it's just everybody's ass. You know, this has happened. I mean, let's all agree with this team probably needs a roster change. I mean, what about you, Pat? Where's your head at with the Boston Breach?
I think Sam talked about this not too long ago. Players nowadays just care about enjoying their team and enjoying getting on every day and having fun. I think that's the problem with this team. I don't think these guys have it in them to make the fucking changes needed because they just enjoy hanging out and enjoy being a team. And that's great and all, sure, if this wasn't a fucking league about winning. And so, yeah, I just think they need to make a change. I don't know who needs to make the call. We've been saying it for a while, Awakening and Cammy have, obviously not in this series, but they've been a super inconsistent AR duo. Obviously, Snoop's fall off has been pretty big, but bro, this team just needs to change, period. And I guess it really doesn't matter, right? Because, Ben, you said the rumor is this org is gone in 4 months anyway. So we could have a completely new look roster entirely here, an organization. So, I think the year is kind of, it's to the point where they're going to make champs. They're going to be 7th, 8th, 6th, 5th, maybe. But, there's just not much else outside of that.
Mm-hmm. And then the other side with Vancouver, they look really good, right? I feel like there's can't really say anything bad about them, at least from watching them. I feel like Abuza is really kicked up with this Vancouver squad. I think this Abuza guy has been top of the line for these guys. Granted they played Boston today, but you guys have any thoughts on Vancouver or not really so much? They just beat down the Boston Breach today. What do you think?
Yeah, Abuza's been playing better. But this is just standard for Surge. This is the standard we kind of expect from them now after multiple stages. So they need to keep this up and they can make another run.
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing with them at this point is we know online Thursday, Friday, and Saturday they can do their thing. When they get in the moment on Sunday, when they're going to play at these or a FaZe or a Toronto or a God willing Optic if they figure it out, can those guys ice up in that game 5 of winners bracket? Can those guys get map 1 in the grand finals and actually get one on the board there? That's going to be the real question with them.
And their control, I think, is the one thing for me to highlight as well. I think that like control is going to be a really pivotal thing. Like I don't think they're ever going to hit the point that Thieves or FaZe have this season in the mode. But when you're looking at Toronto or Miami, like that's a mode that you just have to improve on to stay like on par with those guys, in my opinion. Like Miami's had struggles in it, but that's a mode that they have to kind of focus.
Is that like a struggle for every team outside of like Thieves and FaZe? Like all the like teams that compete with them, like Ultra, Surge, and Miami, they all just struggle in control.
Yeah, I think whatever like that, it's so important in this year to be good at control. So I think they should just utilize this stage. Again, the interview kind of told me everything I needed to know about Vancouver. I think Nasty actually had a really good one, but the self-reflection, just realized they kind of burned themselves out. And then he talked about, I forgot who asked the question, but Nasty brought up their control as well and just how they play it. They think that they're just a little too hectic on the map and they go 4 down a lot and they just really throw away lives in a lot of situations instead of slowing the game down. So it seems like their head's in the right spot in the mode. So hopefully they improve going forward before the major.
Nasty's been really good too. I feel like he's evolved a lot as a player over the years. Because Nasty, he's been around, right? I mean, it's not like
he's been here. Yeah, he's been here for a while.
This is not Nasty's first rodeo. He's been having a really good season. He's been having a great year. I feel like he's been really good. And I like that he's a professional in the interviews. Takes accountability when he's not playing well and knows what they needs to change. But Pat, to go back to your initial what you were saying before about Boston, you're like, I don't know who needs to make that decision, but I can think of one man, Slay, that maybe could come in and maybe make some decisions and bring these guys back together, Slay.
Don't do this.
Who is it, Tom?
You know who it is, Slay. Slay, you know who.
Oh my God, it's huge, Doug.
It's Doug Sense Martin, Slay. It's Doug Sense Martin.
If what Ben's rumor he heard it does actually happen, like then I don't even know if they care to do it though. You know?
Did you say, Pat?
Yes.
Like if the rumor that Ben was talking about the Saudi orgs, like if this is a target, like does that even are they even going to make moves? Like if the like what's the incentive to improve if they're just selling out the whole.
So this is the interesting thing that I'm curious about, right? If 2 new orgs are coming in and we got EWC coming, just like with the Cloud9 situation last year, you would think that we're going to start to get to a point where we're going to start hearing rumors now because they're going to want to have that team count against their parent organization for the club or for EWC. So possibly they will make moves because at that point the transaction will be done after champs. You would figure, right?
Most likely, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll probably start
moving in slow motion, bro.
Sure.
Maybe expansion.
I don't think we're getting expansion.
I don't know.
That's not what I've heard.
You got too many orgs wanting to get out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chris. I'm pretty sure two teams are selling, right? 2 teams are selling, so it's.
I just feel bad, bro. I remember Challenger players because I was competing in 2019. Everyone after 2019 was like, "Yeah, expansion." Next year, Cold War expansion. It just never.
I will say, bro. No matter what, like, and I'm sure, like, expansion is good for everybody. But until there is a format change, expansion cannot and should not happen, bro. There has to be a fundamental format change across the entire league before we even get into that conversation. Because I think it'd be even worse in the current format.
Yep. You guys have any other final thoughts of Boston Breach and Vancouver Surge?
No.
Okay. All right. Boston? We'll talk about Boston and Vancouver. Who they playing, Bejo? What's their schedules looking like? I don't think it really matters, right? Their schedule doesn't really matter too much.
Well, Vancouver had a bad week last week, so they still got some work to do because they're 1-2 right now.
Yeah,
they have Toronto and Minnesota.
They could end up in losers.
Yeah,
this whole bracket's about to be fucked.
They're Toronto and Minnesota next week, so it's not impossible. There's a lot of teams at 1-2 right now. For Boston Breach, they are currently 1-2 as well, and they have Thieves and LAG next week. So there's going to be, I think, a bunch of 2 and 3 teams, and again, it's going to come down to map count and head-to-head and blah, blah, blah.
This bracket, I'm already predicting this bracket. Like the winners bracket is going to be like last major's winners bracket, where like a lot of good teams are playing each other round 1, probably.
I don't know if I agree with that because I think right now Miami, Toronto, FaZe, Thieves will probably be 3 and 2. They're the kind of wild card, but I think the top 4 seeds are all going to be like really good squads.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. It's because FaZe started off bad, Thieves started off bad, Surge started off bad. Like Optic is like kind of like in a decent spot, and then like you got like some of the teams that like, for example, even Boston right now, like they're not in the worst spot either because they took an upset against a good team. Like I don't know, there's probably going to be some fugays where like some good teams play each other. Like some of the teams that could compete for championships play each other round 1.
I can see it, Chris.
Fourth, fifth seed is always a weird one.
No, never mind. FaZe
FaZe
did start off 2. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. FaZe are 3-1. Toronto's 3-0. Miami's 4-0. FaZe, I think, play what? Vegas next, so they're probably gonna be 4-1.
Probably. I'm just thinking about Thieves, to be honest, because of their start. So they'll probably play it matchup against they can match up against Toronto round 1 or something like that. If Toronto keeps it up and Thieves bounces back and gets their winner seed, even if it's a lower end winner seed.
Yeah, we'll see. And Optic's obviously the wild card now. We'll see if they.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Atlanta FaZe, let's hop on over to the next series of the day. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas. Gentlemen, so this was another ruler here. Another nail-biter series. Another 3-0. We got a 250 to 153 in the Hacienda Hardpoint. FaZe playing some good hard points. Then we got a rewind surge. LAG was up in that one. They threw that one away and choked on that map number 2. So FaZe ended up going up 2-0. And then we got a Hacienda control. FaZe take care of business. 3-1 in the control. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the stat sheet. The only one positive for LAG is Kismet, the Bulldog, with a 1.09. Then you got a 0.91 from Tyler Fellow, got a 0.82 from Lunars, and a 0.59 from Ojani in this one. On the other side, you got a 1.0 from Beezy, a 1.45 from Celium MC, going absolutely crazy. Drazo with a 1.09 and a 1.22 from Simp. Everybody slaying from the boys over there at FaZe. Match MVP, gonna be MC with a 1.87 in hardpoint, a 1.43 in search, and a 1.06 in control. I mean, listen, Pat, we'll go to you. We'll start with you first. LAG. Actually, before we go to Pat, Duarte, I want to start with you. Duarte,
what?
I want to start with you. I don't know. Tyler Fellow deserved that yesterday. I don't know, man. I don't know. This team might be compromised, Chris.
No.
They might be compromised.
No, yeah, no. I said this yesterday. I said, yeah, Fellow maybe hasn't got his fair shake because he's been on some kind of mid teams or bad teams, and he's kind of always brought in to kind of save him, and he's just not really doing the best. And he's not a high impact player. He's just a good team player, and he's a solid IGL. But at the end of the day, bro, the amount of opportunities you get in the league, regardless if you play bad or play good, they're slim, bro. You have to make the most of it. And if you get multiple opportunities, even if it's not on the best team, eventually you're just going to get chalked. And he's getting to that point, I feel like. I mean, I don't know his relationships with teams and players, and it could very well be different, but it's just.
Am I confused, or was Tyler Fellow outperforming Gwyn on Carolina when they went to LAN?
I mean, last year, no, he was playing good.
Yeah, and
that's not the point.
But then he got removed from that team, right? When he was playing well on LAN, he got removed from that team. Then he went to Challengers, won everything in Challengers. He's at the top 3 in Challengers for months. Then he comes to this compromised team with a shitty fucking
100%.
team, with a shit fucking team comp because they don't know how to build a fucking team, right? You got 2 main ARs yet again. We saw how that worked out for Optic, right? Where you have 2 mains, right? It just doesn't work, right? You got a shit team comp, right?
Yeah.
So I just think this whole team together just sucks. It's just a bad team.
I agree with
it's
you.
Just a bad
like
team
I said, I'm not wishing.
Bulldog's clearly the best player on his team. It's the Bulldog. And I think if anybody stays, it might be Tyler Fellow. I think we got to look at making a change on a flex and maybe on a sub role with the Bulldog. I mean, we might.
Yeah, I said, I'm not wishing bad on him, and I think he has. Like I said, I'm on his side. I'm on the. I was doing this my whole career too, where I felt like I wasn't getting the best opportunities, and I hated it. But at the end of the day, you don't get good opportunities, regardless if it's a chalk team. The league's going to start to look at you funny, and that could be a situation for him. It sucks, and I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's just a conversation I want to start because I mean, I think even if he doesn't continue playing, I think he could be very valuable in a different aspect. Yeah,
I say yesterday. He'd be a good coach.
Yeah.
He would be a good coach.
He's a smart guy, and it's not the best scenario for him, but I mean, maybe there's greener pastures. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with you on terms of performance. Tyler can definitely be playing better for sure. Fellow can be playing better. I just think this team comp sucks. I think this team. 100%. I think the composition of this team is horrible. So I just don't want to throw it on one guy. I just think the way his team is laid out is just. I just don't like it. I don't see a team or these players finding success with the play styles and how they're all meshing together. They aren't meshing together at all. This team just doesn't. When they play together, it's just they look lost. They look lost.
100%.
Let's go to you, Pat. Pat, what do you think? Pat, what do you think? What do you think's going on with this squad?
They just all suck, bro.
Salute.
I mean, they're not individually good enough to just play correctly and even compete. You know what I mean? They don't have enough individual talent. I think to your point, Fellow ran challengers, that's for sure. But it's he was playing with the best challenger team against other challenger teams. He clearly doesn't have that. And I've said that before, bro. There's a lot of players. You can go out throughout history Like, if they're on a good team, they individually are just a way better player. Ignoring their team, just being on a good team alone, they are a way better player. And I think we've seen that a few times, but like, I think it's the case here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this whole team is blow it up for sure, no doubt. I'm just curious again on what Gotaga and squad decides to do, because like they showed intent that they wanted to have a really good team. Obviously, it didn't work out. And so I'm really interested to see what their offseason looks like.
Yeah, what about you, Benjay? What are your thoughts with LAG? What'd you think about the series today with FaZe? They looked better in the hardpoint today. I thought LAG could have won the search, but I mean, FaZe broke them down. They came back in the search. I mean, what do you think, Benjay? What do you think?
I think for LAG, even when they get in maps like the S&D, where I think FaZe were getting first blood and LAG were getting 2 kills, LAG just couldn't close out the map up 5-3, and that's been kind of indicative of what we've seen this for a squad. Even when they get in those vulnerable positions, they can't close. So I kind of echo the sentiments of everybody else in the call. I think on the FaZe side, I thought the hard point was pretty cleanly played out of them. So you love to see that, because Hossie is going to be kind of an anchor map continuously for them. The S&D was like a little bit trolly. I think what we've seen in the past times with the S&Ds are playing with their food a little bit. But the control was clinical. They had a really nice rotation on the control where they like broke ankles on the last offensive round that they played. So that was kind of cool. I think for FaZe, it's kind of business as usual. Keep improving on the respawn, especially hard point. And yeah, we can do with Dallas.
All right, Sam, let's go to you. As Draza shoots 2 people in the back for a 1v2 situation. What you think of the series today, Sam?
Well, first of all, I'd like to issue an apology to Johnny. He is unfortunately on my fantasy team.
No.
I don't think it's his fault. Unfortunate. His last 5 series are my asshole. So, Johnny, I would like to issue an apology to you, sir. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys kind of hit the nail on the head with it, man. I think this LAG team, they're done. Whether like how we view Fellow or anyone else on the team, their season's done. I doubt they send this team to EWC. If they do, I'd be shocked. And I think FaZe I think they played a clinical series today. I like the adjustments they were making to the control. Like Ben said, there was a really, really good offense. And then even the way they were playing Hossie, I noticed just like stylistically they were playing like fence rotations a little bit more aggressive and closed, and like you could see the mindset shift a little bit from them in hardpoint specifically. I think Sim went like double positive map 1, so you could see the attention to detail being put in the mode, which I appreciate. So I think it was just a clinical series from FaZe today, kind of run of the mill.
Yeah, definitely pretty clinical. I feel like besides for the S&D, right, everything like seemed pretty easy for him. But yeah, I think you hit it on the head, Sam. They have to change for EWC, right? Like I think that's the goal for them. I don't know what Gotaga plans to do with the squad. Pat, maybe you. I don't know if you talked to Gotaga. If he's looking on planet, has he said anything? Has Gotaga mentioned anything? Has he been doing watch parties, or has he completely chalked his fucking?
If he's
shit
still
up?
doing watch parties,
First step, I think, is getting rid of this name, bro. They gotta get rid of the name, the logo, fully convert to Gentlemates. I think
100%.
Yeah,
Get rid of the LAG the branding, bro. It's cursed.
Shit's cursed. Get that shit out of there. Get that shit out for sure. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe they build around Kiz, or maybe they build a whole French team and they get Kiz out of there. I don't know. Maybe they bring Linz back and they bring in Cobra and they all start speaking. I don't know. Maybe they get a whole French squad. That'd be crazy.
I think this current roster has put a bad taste in the Gentlemate's mouth when it comes to like NA challengers. And if they don't end up getting like star players from like other teams in the off season, they're probably going to build around European players, regardless if it's French or from the like English or any of that stuff. They'll probably build around a lot of European talent next year.
If they do that, word of advice again, because it keeps playing out. Saw with the Vegas guys. If they're going to do it, they need to make that move instantly after EWC, because visa times are really difficult to get right now. And if you're waiting until the end of September, blocking a full EU roster, those guys are not getting to NA on time, and you're going to chalk the first 3 weeks of the season while you wait for those guys to get their stuff sorted. This is an FYI. You saw with Vegas Falcons, it killed them in that stage 1. They were obviously always going to be in a tough spot, but you got to get those European guys here ASAP so they're ready to play day 1.
Yep. You got any other final thoughts with Land of FaZe going up against LAG?
Sells God.
Yeah, MC's insane.
Don't build around European talent, bro. Open the checkbook and get a team that can compete.
My gut instinct is what Pat just said. I mean, they were in the running for that LAT team last year. I don't think Gotaga wants middle of the pack.
Yeah,
so
but how many of those players are going to be available?
Well, I mean, there's always going to be that like next level like team that gets thrown around, right? Because it happens every offseason where there's just like that trio or that duo that's building like the next team. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but I'm
sure.
I mean, I'm not like trying to put you on like a spot here or anything, but I'm like curious, like who? Like, because like right now, like the only like one that stands out to me is like Dante, and that's like a clear Falcons angle.
He's going to, Falcons, exactly. I think
then
that
like
there's
anyone
just, like,
else,
there's a good mix. I mean, there's teams that are going to be contract. I don't know the contract situations for a lot of teams, but like I'm sure people on Vancouver's contracts are going to be up. The ROKKR guys, like just that next team of the mid pack. I think LAG is going to be like at least in the running for because they're not going to want fucking challengers. They're not going to want just randoms on their team, bro. I think Otaga is willing to spend money to have a good representative of their brand. Like I don't know the Toronto guys situation either. Like if we had contracts, obviously it would be easier to talk about, but I feel like they're going to be in the running somewhere there.
It's a really weird offseason because I don't think the top teams, Thieves, FaZe, and Opt, are going to make many changes. And so you're going to have like a lot of these mid-pack teams who want to spend some coin all fighting over the same players. So like instead of being that like first domino, like bidding more with the top teams, it's going to be in the mid-pack. It's going to be, I don't think we've ever really seen that. I don't think you're zero CDL, I think.
People in the chat are saying 04 and Abuza hit free agency next season. I mean, that could just be an angle where they try to like poach an entire roster or some form of it. But
there's going to be like a good mid pack like combining of the teams of some sort. So I think they'll be in the running for that.
Yep. I think my suggestion to the owners in the league, I think it would do everybody a big service if they could release a list of who is technically an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. That would be extremely helpful to everyone. But I don't think they're going to do that. So wishful thinking on my end.
That ain't happening.
All right. Any other final thoughts, guys? Any other final thoughts? Absolutely. Let's hop into the last series of the day. We got Toronto Ultra going up against the Minnesota ROKKR. Another 3-0. 3 3-0s in a row. A very quick day of Call of Duty. We got the first Skyline Hardpoint 250 to 228. Rewind S&D 6-2. And Volt Control not even close 3-0 in a Volt Control. Toronto Ultra. What a masterclass here against the Minnesota ROKKR. For Minnesota, Kenny only one positive with a 1.02. Everybody else negative. You got a 0.75 from Estrio today, a 0.94 from Geo, and a 0.9 coming in from Nero. On the other side, Joe Deceives with a 0.84. And then you got a 1.24 from Insight, a 1.26 from Kleenex, a 1.13 from Beans. Everybody's been kicking up. I think Insight's been playing really fucking good. He's been playing a lot better. Beans is back. He's looking good. And it's good to see Joe have a bad series here, and everybody else is picking up that slack, right? That's good to see from Toronto Ultra. So just good plays all around coming in from Toronto. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the match MVP. It's Kleenex, ladies and gentlemen. It's Kleenex.
There you go, Kleenex.
There you go, Jane. It's Kleenex with a 1.13 in hardpoint, a 1.0 in S&D, and a 1.69 in control. It's Kleenex. Toby just going absolutely crazy today.
He's scaling, bro. I've been saying it.
He's scaling, Sam. I mean, you called the Kleenex picks today, Sam. I mean, Sam, talk to me, man. What's going on with this series? What's going on with Minnesota? These Minnesota cats, they be doing some brain dead shit sometimes.
Listen, we'll get to ROKKR, but I got Toronto in Grand Finals and Major Four. Will they win it? I gotta see, but I got them making Grand Finals. I think this team is scaled. I think Toby has come into his own this year. I think Jamie's been playing fucking lights out recently. His go button's there right now. Joe has obviously had a bad series today, but he's been a great player all year. I think Toronto is in a really good spot at the end of the season, which is Pat's take, man. You never know, dude. Whoever's good at the last major of the year tends to be pretty good at champs as well. So I have Toronto ending the year on a high. I think that they're coming together well. On the other side, bro, when they lost to Falcons, it was over for me, man. I mean, we touched on the ROKKR a decent amount yesterday, but I mean, this team, they just got to go their separate ways. The ice isn't there. They figured out a way to lose in less than 5, which is nice for the time respect, but I think this team is done and dusted as well.
Look, even Kenny knows. Look at him. He said, what the hell's going on? Look at him. I mean, he doesn't even know what the hell's going on right now. I mean, Benjay, what's going on with these guys? What's going on with the Minnesota ROKKR? Why can't they get a double board? They got no ice. They're solo challenge in S&D. I mean, the play Nero side door on Rewind mid-map on Rewind S&D, that was crazy.
He ran in there after seeing two people?
He ran in there. He saw 2 people, and he just ran in. He just ran in there and died. And everybody else ran. Like, what's going on with these guys, Benjay? What's happening?
I mean, it's the same thing I've said now for weeks on end with these guys. They don't know how to close. They're not icy. They don't know how to make the right decision in big situations. Some of them are kind of one-gear players. I think yeah, it's a combination that when you get in the right way, you can kind of beat the bottom teams of the league. But you know where they're at right now is they just make life difficult for themselves against any opponent that they play. So I think unfortunately for these guys, barring some insane run here over the next 2 weekends, I think it's kind of chalked.
Yeah, let's move on over to you, Duarte. They got the red carpet here for a little while here. Look, lost.
I mean, that's an
WWE
insane couple games, though. Double Vancouver.
So many game fives, bro.
Insane ones.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just. I mean, it's kind of like, we were gonna say the same shit every time we talk about them. They're just chalked. They got to go their separate ways. They can't seem to get everyone playing good on this at the same time. Like they had a Nero tweak, map 1. They still couldn't get the job done, and then the rest of them just basically fell off. Estro had a poor series. I mean, like what more can you say, bro? Like blow it up. Some decent individual talent on the roster, but they just can't put it together.
Yep. Pat, what would you do with the roster? Pat, go.
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know who you keep, honestly.
Yeah, this is a really hard roster, Pat. This is a hard one.
Bro, I wouldn't mind them just completely testing I mean, I don't know their financial situation. I don't know if their ownership cares to field a highly competitive team.
It's G2, so they've got some coin.
Yeah, but do they want to spend it?
Monty to Falcons like that.
Do they care about investing in this scene? That's the question. Do they care about winning in Call of Duty? And I think that's kind of like the angle is, I think you have to evaluate the roster based on your willingness to go and get other talent. Because without that, I mean, like I said the other day, I think you just decide who you want to keep. And I'm looking at a full risk-taking rebuild here. I think depending on what kind of game we get next year depends on what, Kenny's future. And then between Estro and Geo, I'd probably lean on Geo, but I don't know. But me personally, as a GM, I couldn't have a player who plays like Nero. I think there is a world that his style works on certain teams, but I think this test has happened a little too long, and I'm out on Nero. I hate the 50-50 play style, bro.
All right, anybody got anything to add on to that? I mean, listen, with Minnesota ROKKR, I mean, it is what it is, right? They're at the cusp now, and listen, it's looking like these guys aren't making champs. I'm going to be honest. I mean, even just watching them play, I thought there was going to be
lost the Falcons, bro.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a situation where we saw these guys making the run and maybe catching up to Optic. But now, especially now with Optic, they picked up Merc. I mean, they look like a complete...
C9 has a better chance, and even then it's kind of chalk just because how Merc is.
At least for me, Optic's team comp looks like it's back to where it needs to be. I feel like the styles of the team and just how it's all balanced from top to bottom just looks so much better. I feel like everybody's just going to elevate now and play better on Optic. So...
Unless there's a bracket fuck, Optic is with Merc on their team, Optic should be at least top 6, with Merc on their team.
Yeah.
I mean, Optic has to get fucking rounded for anyone to jump them for chance qualification, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those people have to, even then, Sam, it's going to require, likely with the current form of C9 and ROKKR, them to make top 4, so they got to get to the weekend.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Wow.
All right. I do have some questions coming in from the chat today. We knew it's such quick matches. It'd be a good opportunity to take some questions from the chat and see what you guys come up with. A few good ones. I got a couple here, Ben, and then Ben, why don't you pick some from the community that you see over there that are some good ones. But I'll start off over here. Question coming in. 1 is, do you think online COD has killed the drive for a lot of pros? 2, if the league switched to all LAN and no online, would the dynamic of the league change? 3, have we seen a team as dominant as Cold War FaZe? That was the question coming in from the super chat today. I'm going to be honest. I think we've definitely seen as dominant as a team as Cold War FaZe, right? The dynasties. I mean, complexity.
What are we comparing it to? Are we saying the peak of the team or the consistency of the team?
I would say consistency. I feel like peak, all the dynasties have had their peaks.
That's what I'm saying. I think that we've within the dynasties you can answer that, but I mean just peak as a team. I think there's been a couple examples throughout the season or throughout the years.
CDL era. If you're doing just CDL era, I don't know. Right, CDL era is a little bit different, I feel. Somebody said CDL era in the chat.
I mean, no, the CDL era, no.
I don't think so.
Not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, definitely not.
I mean, that's the best team we've had in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Their consistency is crazy. No. But people are saying MW2 New York. I don't think so.
As a peak of a team, it's close, but not the consistency. They were fucking first, last, first, really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were in Cold War phase.
But what about the first couple questions? So do you think online COD has killed the drive for a lot of pros? Do you think online COD?
It retired me.
I mean, it literally retired Sam.
I would argue that it absolutely killed it for the prior CDO era guys.
That's crazy.
But like for the current guys playing, I feel like it's all they know.
Yeah,
I think it absolutely led to the retirement of like 50% of the
they got nothing to
pre-CDO
compare
guys.
it to, like how we were.
Bro, like, and I mean, I'm sure all of you know this. Like, we were going from playing fucking crazy LAN tournaments everywhere, and then being told that like, you know, you're just fucking logging in, playing an online match. Like, it just wasn't fucking fun. It wasn't nearly comparable, bro. And that is a passion killer in itself.
100%.
Yep, for sure. What about you, Duarte? You got any thoughts on that? Or you
Yeah,
just agree?
pretty much just
You agree?
echo with you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's not much more to say on
If
that.
the league switched to an all LAN and no online, would the dynamic of the league change? I don't know what he means by that exactly. The dynamic. What do you
Like
think?
the power rankings or how good or bad teams are, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think the top teams would change at all. I think there would definitely be some impact teams that would
Agreed.
fall downwards.
Yeah, I feel like if you're really good, you're really good, right? Online and LAN won't really change that.
The top end of the league is always going to be good.
And the people
on
that have been
both
online
sides.
this season have been really good at LAN. This isn't like the Boston, like Vanguard situation or Montfort 2 situation. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Another question coming in is, what would be your dream best of 5 series? For example, Raid, Black Ops 2, Hardpoint, Express, Cold War, S&D, Fringe, Uplink, Black Ops 3, right? You guys get the point. What would be just the best map set you can possibly make combining all the games, combining all the CODs?
Comeback uplink is literally in the third
map
spot,
three.
no matter
Comeback
what.
uplink is map
third
3.
map, without a doubt.
It's comeback uplink map 3.
100% comeback uplink map 3. But what about that map 1 hardpoint? What do you guys think is the best hardpoint of all time in any game, any COD?
I'm not saying raid because that's boring.
Raid is so boring, bro. I definitely not
The answer
Raid.
is raid, but I'm not putting raid there.
What's standoff, man?
No.
Someone said Rio Hardpoint. That's actually low-key not a terrible
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not
Number
gonna
one all
lie.
time? Fuck no.
I'm a big World War II fan. Like, bro, I love that game. I'm gonna say
Doc's
London Docks
Hardpoint.
Doc's
HP.
Hardpoint map one's a good one.
London
Yeah.
Docks.
I was thinking fringe.
was fire.
Fringe
I
Hardpoint.
was thinking fringe HP.
If
map
we're-
one.
I still think Slums is better than Raid.
I don't.
I actually fuck with Slums a lot. I love Slums. I love
I like
that
I
map.
like standoff hardpoint more in that game than I
Standoff
did
was
slums.
the worst, bro. Standoff was
I
fourth.
love standoff.
Yemen was ahead of Standoff, bro.
Yemen was good. There was rumors apparently of that map, or like in the files of this game, and I was excited. And it just
Standoff
doesn't
had
look like
the
it's
Yemen would've
happening.
been calm.
Yeah, the
Yemen would've
hills
been
on
calming
Standoff
this
were
game, bro.
terrible, bro. You
The hill,
inside
the
a granny,
unbreakables, bro.
inside a barn, inside a garage, like the hills.
Now
were
we had FMJ back then on our ARs, so it was different. You could actually like wall bang people that were like sitting in like the buildings.
What about the
You played
servers?
Yeah, I'm gonna be crazy.
Well, what about, before we move on to decisions, what about Solar in Detroit? Hardpoint, AW.
Yeah,
no.
Oh, I like a solar.
I like
hardpoint.
solar
Solar's
hardpoint a
good
lot.
I like a solar
I feel like
hardpoint.
Solar's a fucking
Bro,
phenomenal map.
I
Phenomenal.
will say, bro, Sabo on Courtyard, World at War. There's really nothing that can beat
Deep
it.
cut out of Pat. Deep
There's
cut.
nothing that can beat it, bro.
I didn't
Deep
play a
cut.
lot of that because I didn't play
and-
World of War. I played COD 4 for a second year.
Oh, bro, Upheaval War. Oh, bro, nothing's beating it, bro.
Wait, what about
Wait.
Overgrown, S&D, Call of Duty 4?
Hell no.
no. I think
What a
What-
game, the sniper
what
holding the
S&D
cross with the snipe on the bridge when they're
Hell
low key. Hear me on this one. Strike S&D from COD 4 is a
Oh,
really
real
good one
boomy.
if you
We're
want to
getting
go all the
real
way
boomy.
back.
That's
Full
up there,
fucking
bro.
boomer with that
We're
one.
getting
No,
real boomy.
You
That's
didn't
up
play
there,
a
bro.
lot. You didn't play a lot of MW3
Crash.
because of the land
Crash
step, Pat.
isn't-
You played towards the
oh.
end. You played towards the end, but MW3 S&D was one of the fun. Like, bro, Underground Search and Destroy for me was I think
got
that
one.
was one of the
I'm
that was
putting
one of my favorite maps. in
Underground?
Chat
Search.
stole my pick, bro.
Yes,
Warhawk
Underground-
S&D. Chat stole my pick, man.
Warhawk
Underground
S&D is a
S&D
good
was so
shot.
good,
Map
bro.
What
Underground
about,
S&D
what
was
about
so good.
Crash? What about Crash? Call of Duty 4. S&D.
I mean, Crash is a good map,
Bro,
but
Crash
wasn't bad.
S&D, Crash S&D
Strike,
Call of
I
Duty 4
think,
was
better.
legendary.
I
It was
still think
godlike.
I still think Strike was better, but yeah, no, it wasn't bad.
Okay, so as you can
What if-
see, there's a lot of different ways to answer this question. I mean, we're kind of all over the place here, but I feel like we've named some pretty legendary maps. I mean, we can make a lot of map sets, to be honest with you. Any other bangers you want to throw out there before we get into
Putting
the
Redwood
live?
in there. I love
Somebody in
Redwood
my
Surge.
chat said
Bulldog said
Hydro Modern
Redwood.
Warfare 2, and I never wanted to ban him so much in my life.
No.
I think Redwood Search was fucking lit.
That's what the Bulldog said. That's what Kismet said in chat.
Great minds think alike. I like that. Kiz.
Slowly, it's the Bulldog. But
Sorry for cooking your team.
all right, let's move on. You're the best player, though. So let's
You're
move
the best player,
on
absolutely.
from to the next one. This one was from T King. I actually missed his super chat today. He started raging at me, so I figured I'd ask this question today on the show. Why doesn't COD do crowdfunding so we can get more lands? I'm gonna be honest. I'll answer this. It just makes too much sense, you know? Like, it just makes way too much sense. And I think when things make too much sense and it's like we should 100% do it is when COD just doesn't want to do it. Right, so that's my personal opinion on it. But what do you guys think about crowd? Why haven't we had crowdfunding yet? Can anybody give us a valid answer?
But crowdfunding wouldn't give us more events. It would just give us larger prize
money.
pools.
Correct.
You
It
know?
would not equal more events at all.
It would just be larger prize pools.
Yeah, be larger prize pools.
But I don't think the prize pools are the problem anymore, bro. Like
It
they're
could
high.
add another event. It could add another event.
No, because they would. It's not like you're falling into league money. That would go straight to the player's pocket if you're going to crowdfund.
Bro, I would argue
Yeah.
they should cut the fucking prize pools and put more into the fucking events.
Agreed. Fucking agreed, dude.
Yeah. Like make
Get
like
us out
better
of the
venues,
gyms.
like better venues, better cities, like better
Dude,
locations.
I'm gonna contribute a question. I had a really good question from chat today because
a good
I was
point,
just
Pat. That's a good
I was
point.
just bored during the series. If you guys had within reason, don't say insane shit, but within reason, how many majors and what cities / venues would you guys put them in for just ideally?
I actually have a good answer to this. I actually think that this recipe is already done, bro. I think the MLG Pro circuit nailed this. I think they had so much practice in the Halo days, bro. They actually had some of the best cities and best location venue-wise, like on rotation.
So
back
say you're
then.
doing like 5. Let's do like just 5 majors because that's like kind of the peak.
Okay,
What
Anaheim,
where would you put
Anaheim
them?
for sure.
That's what I did as well. Number
no
one was Anaheim for me.
Yep.
Dallas.
I would have Dallas for sure.
Yeah,
New
Optic
York.
event.
New York.
Optic event. Yep.
Somewhere tri-state.
New York's
Something in the
expensive,
tri-state.
New York's not going to
but-
happen. New York is not within reason. New
No,
York's very
something in the
expensive on
tri-state, I
events.
think. Something in the tri-state, I think.
Okay. I had 2 European events. I had London
Yeah,
Champs
that's
and I
what the other
had
two
Paris.
Oh,
as
what
well
about
for an event.
Vegas though? We forgot Vegas.
Yeah,
I had
you
a
gotta
Vegas
have
event.
Vegas and
That was all my- that was all my
Prudential.
events.
If we did all
How many
NA,
events
if we
are
did
talking
all,
this, Graham? Prudential.
if we did all NA, it'd
would
be
have Orlando,
Toronto,
actually.
Toronto, Dallas, Anaheim, Florida, one in Florida, either Orlando or Miami.
We got to add Toronto, bro. Are we not adding Toronto?
I just said that. I
Anymore?
just
Okay,
said that.
okay, heard,
I just
heard.
said Toronto, Anaheim, Dallas, Miami, or Orlando.
I
and
think you guys are
then
Vegas.
one.
Vegas has to be there, bro.
Vegas,
put
and
Vegas- I put
Vegas, and
Vegas in mine,
Vegas.
too.
I think
Bro,
it's those.
and I
I
think
did Vegas in one.
Seattle would have a really good case if it wasn't so fucking far and
Yeah,
expensive. to
Seattle's a
fly
great
to.
city.
But Seattle's a great event city.
I think the interesting way to like realistically answer this question is I'm very curious to see what DreamHack's locations are next year. Obviously, we're going to, a lot of us are going to one in Dallas here.
There's
not
one in
next week, but
Atlanta.
after. Yeah, Atlanta is like kind of a weird draw city for esports. It generally doesn't do well, but then League of Legends did State Farm and sold out in 3 seconds. So who fucking knows? But I'm curious to
That's
see.
league though.
I'm curious to see where DreamHack does all their spots next year because Anaheim could be a good spot. They did that one year. Maybe they go to Canada. Who knows?
Benji, what do you see in the community? Any good questions over there?
Yeah, I got a couple. Do you want me to send you links or do you want me to just
No,
kinda
read them.
out?
No, read them. You're good. You
So we
take
got
the
one
lead
from
here.
CDL Rand just on the event topic. Question asked is, do you think there'll be a UK major anytime soon?
Not anytime soon, no. But I hope.
Not with current format, right? Or
Yeah.
just have to put it on.
Yeah.
I would say the only way we get a UK event is if it's a DreamHack event, I think, or it's Champs. And I
Yeah.
don't think
The only
Champs
way
is
we
in
get
UK.
the only way we get a fucking event over there is if it's not. It's gonna be London, but it's not gonna be in London. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one of those. It's good. Nah, it's
Go
I mean,
London's
a big city though.
You
It's
never
like,
know.
you
You
know what
might
I'm
pull
saying?
up and
it's
have
gonna
and
be-
have
it's gonna-
Yama
it's gonna-
monitors. You might have Yama monitors with
Yama.
10.
Hey, I'm in a Yama
bro.
champion.
It's gonna be a Kitchener
I
angle.
am in a Yama
Wait,
champion.
you
Tom.
won
Watch
that
your
event?
mouth. Yeah, goddamn right I
Oh,
did.
see, if we're not counting PSX, that doesn't count. That
Wait,
doesn't
was
count.
Nikki
I
D
was playing
using
with a
was Nikki
handicap.
D
I
was
had
Nikki D
delay.
using the
Doesn't
rampart or
matter,
no?
doesn't matter.
Was
I had
Nikki D
delay. That
using
was a handicap.
was Nikki D
everybody was
using the
handicap out.
rampart with FMJ too though?
No, he was not. It
Here's
wasn't in the
here's my
game.
full
But
rotation,
that-
Sam,
that-
in order.
What is that?
I
What
like
is
that, Pat.
Read
I
it
like
out
that.
loud, Pat. Read it out loud.
I'm kicking off the year in Vegas, bro. First event, kicking it off Vegas.
I like that.
I like that.
Then I'm heading to Toronto.
Okay.
Then I'm going down south to Dallas. Then I'm out to Paris, bro. I'm out. Paris fans, I think, are better than London fans. I'm sorry. I think I've experienced both. I think Paris takes the cake. Then I'm going across the globe. We're going to Anaheim. We're hitting the spring Anaheim's, early summer Anaheim. Then we're going to London. And then we're finishing in Orlando, bro. And I think it's important to finish
in
Orlando.
Hold on, can we not end the season in fucking hot ass fucking Florida?
Wait, London during the summer.
My season would end.
No.
My season would end in October, bro. My season would end in October.
No, we should end in Anaheim.
Okay, heard.
Wait,
Pat,
London during the
you and I
summer
had
is
all the
cooked.
same cities, Pat, other than you added Orlando. But I had the exact same cities.
I'm sorry, I don't want
I
to
think
go to Toronto in the winter, and I don't want to go to Orlando in
I
the
think
summer.
it's really fucking important that Champs and the biggest event of the year is held in a city that has a ton of tourist things. I think it's super important, bro.
IW Champs was a fucking pop off, bro.
Bro,
it was
because
so
like
good.
you have to have things to do like outside of the event. It has to there has to be incentive for people to go to events outside of just the event itself. I think
Vegas
that's super
Champs
important.
was fun as fuck.
Yeah,
Vegas was great too.
It's obviously a huge tourist city. I think it's really important.
I know we didn't even talk about the city, but I liked Columbus Champs, like the nationwide. Like Columbus isn't a bad city.
The venue.
But the nationwide arena was sick.
Nationwide is on
I didn't get out of the MLG studio.
Fucking Nationwide Arena.
Columbus is also a nice city because it's cheap as fuck.
Yeah, it's still pretty cheap.
Yeah. It's like a big hub, right? Like a big hub city for like people to like go in an hour transfer.
With Columbus recently, Adam touched this on Twitter, is that Columbus is big on the like convention, like volleyball, like all the like convention center circuit and Nationwide and the other arena on campus. It's really hard to run events now in Columbus because a lot of dates are taken.
Wait, do you guys?
And just to add one more thing, the tricky thing with esports guys is like it's not like a tour show where you're in and out. You have one load-in day show and then you're out. Like overnight, you need the whole week to rent out the venue, and it's a little bit difficult for these arenas to just give 7 days of availability.
Wait, Pat, do you remember Providence all the way back in BO1? Did you like that event?
No, absolutely not.
What the fuck is that? Isn't that
Rhode
North?
Island.
Yeah.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Oh, Rhode Island? Nah, fuck that.
Providence is kind of nice. If you drive 20 minutes, you're at the shore. It's actually pretty sick, but definitely just do Boston.
Any other questions, Ben?
Yeah, what else is over there, Ben? Anything good over there?
Yeah, I got this is an interesting one from Afan. Asking what do you think if the league switched up to a model where you were awarded points for a win, but you were awarded more points depending on how many maps you conceded in a series. So if you 3-0'd someone, you get more points than if you got a 3-1 or if you got a 3-2.
I think it would be even more top heavy.
Yeah, it'd be.
Agreed.
Yeah, it would. I feel like.
Because the clean series would reward you more, so you're just like the top of the league would just be slamming.
I don't know
every
if I like
team would
that.
have to play everybody in a stage, though. Like you would have to.
Yeah,
all
you'd have to
teams
have
have to
round
play
robin.
each other.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, that takes away from people testing out map pools. Like it really depends because people are going to want those 3-0s and they're going to want to play their best maps.
That's why that's a good thing, right? If people can't test in the middle of series, right? Because you don't want people just like throwing away series testing, right? Kills the entertainment.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, but
theoretically,
vetoes would be pretty awful.
Yeah,
though.
vetoes would be horrible. I got one more question. Just for all of y'all from a Magic season. And it's a question for all the former players here. Which CDL player currently in the league reminds you of yourself when you competed? Play style, mentality, etc. We'll start with you, Chris Parasite.
why don't we have other people?
Fuck, I need to think about this, bro.
Why don't we answer for other people? Because whoever.
Tommy's is Dylan.
Thank you.
Patch?
Wait, Dylan.
In their primes, in their primes and shit, right?
In their primes, nobody. Wow.
Slowly. Listen, I would say I feel like we need to answer this question for other people. Like I can't answer mine, and Sam can answer.
All right. We can collectively anser for Tom.
all right. So for me, we'll start with me.
I think it's Envoy.
You guys think it's Envoy?
Tyler Beasy. Pick one.
You guys think it's Envoy?
Envoy?
Beasy?
I wouldn't say Envoy.
I think Dylan.
Wishes he was Abe. It's crazy.
I'd say it's a mixture of like Envoy and Abe.
A mixture of Envoy and Abe.
Yeah.
What about Jimbo?
Jimbo?
Are you hacking?
I don't know. Somebody said in the chat, Jimbo. They're saying for some reason they're just
body.
they're just spamming Jimbo and Gotter Eggs. They won't let me have anything. They won't let me get any gas ever.
What do you guys think for Pat? This is interesting.
For Pat, I don't know. Pat might be a one of one. You know what I mean?
Nobody, bro.
There's just
There might not be anybody, bro.
Pat, you might be a one of one, Pat. You know what I mean?
Thinking of one. I need
Draza? What about Draza?
I think Zach is a good shout
Zach is
because
also like runs a sub, runs an AR, does whatever he wants, like says whatever he
that
wants.
was a flex.
Like,
Draws is actually a great shout. Draws is a good shout for Pat.
Zach is a good shout for sure.
Yeah, I'd say Draws for Pat.
Yo, really quick before we continue, because I was just thinking about it on the last question. What would y'all think about having like you know every stage you get a set number of vetoes per map?
Like you can only veto Vault Hardpoint like twice or whatever.
Yeah. So every map you would have a number of how many times you could veto a map.
That'd be fire, but it'd be hard to keep up with.
And then
Would every team get the same amount?
Then you could plan out your matches. Like, okay, we got to save this veto for this team, vice versa, bro.
That
I think it would,
out of the
I think
game
it would be way more depth, bro.
if you played round robin, that would be fair.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
I mean,
you have
round
to have
robin's ideal for everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's a deal breaker regardless. But
yeah.
I think
If
it
it's
would
round robin,
it would
it's
add a
actually
fun
hilarious.
like
Bro,
out of the game thing.
yeah,
for sure.
dude, I think that would be way more preparation. I gotta stop talking, bro.
I'm all
3 years
I'm all
CDL.
for.
That's an insane idea, Pat.
No, I'm all for any out of the game stuff for COD, like competitively. Anything, it doesn't matter what it is. Anything not
Except
involving
bounty
like
matches,
playing the game.
Please do not bring those back.
Wow, bounty matches were lit. You get a Vegas bounty match, you're fucking foaming at the mouth.
Yep. Now we have Duarte or Sam.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's do Sam. Sam, who would be
do me,
the
Tom.
Sam
I know
right
the answer.
now? I'd probably say Dashy. I'd probably say Dashy. Dashy or Dan Ghosty. Either Dashy or Dan Ghosty. One of those two. I feel like.
Be clear, neither one of them are fucking with me.
Dashy's like irons and like positioning, and Dan's comms. Like a little bit mixture of both. Like a mix of both. You know what I mean? But who do you guys think?
Takes two to be me. Wow.
Slowly. What about you, Pat? What about you, Chris? What about you, Benjay? What do you think? Scrappy? I'm gonna be honest. I don't see Scrap at all in Sam. At all.
I think if you mix MC and
MC, I was gonna say if you mix MC with like
and
Brandon,
I think that's pretty much the best combo.
Wow, just two. Wow.
Well, the reason I say that is because Sam would always play on high.
S&D play.
We don't
Sam
care
would-
about that camper ass game mode, bro.
Sam would also play on really high sensitivities, and Cell's one of the only ARs that plays on a higher sense. So that's why I was like
That's
thinking
true.
like a little bit of Cell.
I think I'm going to Booza here, bro. Seattle Legends.
honestly,
Pat, thank you, bro, for real.
I mean, this is an interesting combination,
man.
but I think Ken and Celium both together. I think that's probably a good shout, and especially because Sam played
I'm just all the
with
ghosts.
Ken.
It's great.
Sam played with Ken, so you gotta think
keep
he
going, guys.
influenced
Who else am I? Keep
his
going.
thought process a bit.
Maybe a
We
BZ?
got
I don't know.
Little
Riley-
per J as well, especially after today.
Oh no, we got Riley in the chat. Riley said Sam is just a more handsome and talented method.
No.
I have 9 more wins than Zinni. And multiple more MVPs and a ring.
Slowly.
And
what are we
many
thinking
more
about
finals
for,
appearances.
Chris Parasite.
I can't wait to hear this.
Damn.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Damn. Wait,
Chris
hear what?
Parasite.
Oh, yours? Chris Duarte's?
Yeah.
Shit, man. I don't know. Maybe Awakening. Maybe Big Wake or something.
Yeah,
What
for
about
sure.
Ben Beans?
Hey,
I actually don't mind beans.
Bro.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Nah.
Parasite might be a 1-for-1, bro.
Let me
We're saying
think.
Alec. I don't know about that. You don't.
No.
Alec.
I'm trying to think like playstyle wise. Duarte, you had like an interesting playstyle. You were like you ran like whatever gun you need to run. I feel like one year you were an AR, another year you were a sub, and then you
I
just,
ran a
Yeah,
sub
but all
in
of Chris's
AW.
good years were ARs.
That's
you
capped.
should've
That's
stayed in
capped. In
AW.
AW,
All of
AW,
Chris's
I
good
was
years.
top 3. I was top 3 for like the first half running a sub.
Nah, you were good. What?
Wait, no, like, wait, I got third. Yeah, wait, I got no, like, no, I'm saying my
placement wise, not like top
Go look at.
SMG.
Wait, hold on. Go look at my stats. Go look at my stats
Wait,
with the sub first
Wait,
year.
are you saying you were a top 3 sub, or you
No,
averaged
like
top
I was
3 as a
placing.
sub?
I was placing top 3, but go look at my stats as a
okay.
sub in that year. I was really good with a sub the first half.
No, I believe you were
Bro,
pretty good.
I got
all of
picked
us-
up
all of us
on
were
FaZe to be a sub.
Yeah, all of us
No, he
were
was
good
good.
with every gun, bro. But you absolutely were a better AR player. I don't
Or
think
you were
there's
an
any
anchor.
debate, bro.
You were like a top. You were like the best anchor, bro.
All right.
You were
Well,
like-
all right. Who do I compare to?
I don't know. Like, who's a guy that like
Chad was saying Caesar.
Caesar Skies Bueno? I don't see
don't-
it, bro. I don't see it. Oh, I got one. It's Jamie. It's Jamie.
I think
Nah, Chris had more
no,
pace than Jamie did.
I have a like this. I have a mixture one. I like if I were to save for myself, I'd be a mixture of like Zach and Insight.
Zach and Insight. Wait, Zach who?
Draws.
Oh, Draws Zach.
draws an insight. Like that mixture of playstyle is right up my alley as an AR.
Dude, I feel like Jamie's a good shot because he plays like he's a smart, like Jamie's a really smart player, and I feel like that's how you were a smart player.
Yeah.
Like, I always look at you as like an anchor, like ahead of the game, just like smart, like analytical player.
I'll take it. Y'all
There's
got
a
it.
little more pace than Jamie though.
Yeah, he has a little bit more pace. He has a little bit. But Jamie's been picking up the. Listen, I don't know. Ever since I said something, this guy, Jamie.
Yo, wait, hold on. You know what's crazy? We didn't talk about it on the show. I didn't bring it up, but I was noticing ever since the major, Jamie's like turned up a new gear, and I don't know if he had it, if he was just doing it like beforehand, or if like when he played with Merc, like something clicked in him at that major, like how to play.
He's been doing it on LAN all year. It wasn't just
okay. Because I was like thinking about it, like,
sub, bro. He's got that shit out a lot.
Yeah, since that major, we've been noticing it a lot more.
It's the sub, bro.
He had one stint for a few weeks where he had no interactions. I mean, he's always had these random stints where he's getting.
It's just online. I feel like he kind of steps it up on LAN most of the time, but online he can regress into those 15 and 15s.
Yeah. What about Benjay? What about Benjay?
He's been using a sub more. Benjay, Fire 40.
Shotsy.
Fire 40.
Whoa!
Man.
Don't put dirt on my boy Fire's name. He was actually not that bad.
Let's move on.
You got any other questions, man? I mean, shit. We'll do one more if there's another.
Yeah, you had
good one.
100 replies to your tweet, didn't you?
Yeah, what else you get in there, man?
Oh,
Is there anything else in there? I mean, I'm having fun. This is my favorite part of the show. I'm gonna be honest with you. The matches were shit. What else we got?
I got a good one. I got a good one here from Ty. Can we please ask Chris which team had the best angle? He put angle important, so he obviously fucked up the meme. And which team has the most opportunity when it comes to that?
Listen, I will tell you, I'm going to break down angle responsibility because I just made up the term just to simplify it for people. But all it is when you go to break a hill, you are attacking it from certain angles.
So who's the number one break team in the league?
You're responsible for taking account and playing information for certain angles so your teammates don't have to look at them and just kind of can process of eliminate where people are going to be.
No.
And that's all it is.
Benjay, you got him going.
Let's go.
Now,
it's the Los Angeles Thieves.
I mean, bro, if you watch Thieves play and look at their arrows, like they literally like process of a limb where people are going to be, like when they're literally breaking a hill, like every time they just knock out every single like play
Paco,
that they can make.
Responsible for those angles. Fucking go, Paco.
Slowly,
they all understand. Like you can hold on, hear me out. This is some Thieves gas, but like Thieves, when you watch them play, they all know what their teammates are looking at and what they see, so they just make like way more calculated plays than most teams do in hardpoint because they're just faster at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think FaZe is better. FaZe up. What do you think, Benjay?
At the beginning of the game, but I would probably say Thieves right now, especially in regards to hardpoint. In Surge, probably FaZe though. In Surge, probably FaZe.
FaZe is unreal at Search, bro. Those guys are magicians.
Ben, give us one guru. You got a good one over there. One more good one. Give us one more fucking good one.
One more good one?
Yeah, one more good one. Let's see what they come up. I was scrolling. There were some shit ones as well. You know, let's see if we can find a good one in there. You know, let's see.
This is good out of the box.
I gotta get the propaganda out, Inspector. Come on.
From Desma, which pro could be a D1 level athlete, if any? I think the answer to that question is probably no.
A D1 level athlete?
D1 level athlete.
I mean, there's a couple of pros that I think like played sports before they like
D1.
There's not one.
Not D1, not D1, but they did play sports. No,
there's a different level of fucking D1 athletics. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
no one got the bill to be D1. No one's like super tall.
Are we talking like all time or just right now in the league right now?
All time, Tipsy.
Yeah, all time. I think we can come up with some people.
Tipsy, you guys were Tipsy.
You know what I mean?
Wait. There was actually a pro who went on to play college basketball.
I was gonna say there's definitely been some people who could play D1 sports, bro. It ain't
what
like
was
you know.
His name?
Open an open field against Adrian Peterson.
Did he play D1 ball or did he play like?
No,
I don't know if it was
bro.
D1 or not. He was bro. It was in Black Ops 2. He was like a. What was his name, bro? Black Ops. Let me look at events.
This is bullshit.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
you got talked to.
Brother, my team is ass. My team is so bad. It is so
Don't
bad.
worry, I got legitimately fucking mixtape.
you
by
got-
the way.
you got who mixed it.
Why are a bunch of shitters that haven't won a fantasy yet this year saying, "Oh my god, yo, wait the fuck, hey, wait the fuck, I'm talking about yo, I'm talking about yo, man, and I'm talking about Sam LaRue.
It's me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Bro,
Let's see
look what
what's
Ben
going-
did to me. He fucking ravaged me. Look at his
Bro,
team.
look at my team KD. This was a
Oh my
1.2.
God,
at
you
his
have
fucking
Selly
Wait,
and
your
Merc.
team.
There's
Nah,
no
your team
way
is
you don't
fucking.
win this.
There's no way you don't win this.
If you don't
Yes,
win this, I don't know what to say.
you have
It
Super,
definitely
Merc, and
plays-
Cell, and Kremp. Like, yeah, it's
Yo, Chris, was it Cosmo?
Cosmo. Did he? I don't know about that.
Bocelli tied with Nameless.
I feel like there was quite a bit of. I feel like there was a lot of people that I met competing that have like.
Oh my
quit,
god, he has
quit
double
sports 'cause of an
LAG,
injury.
double opt.
That is a diabolical.
That's a diabolical team. We got that Nub and Donnie. Wow, they tied too. That Nub and Donnie tied too. Wow.
I got an on the box answer for who I think could be it, but they're not a current pro right now.
Duarte losing to overweight and underpaid.
Snoopy is fucking ass, man. And Neptune's been like,
Yeah, Neptune
he's been all right.
He got
hasn't been
pooped on.
great.
He got pooped on today.
Yeah,
Even though
but
they won.
Snoop has been awful, man. Damn.
People are saying Scump. Could Scump have played Division 1?
Seth thinks he
What?
could tackle Adrian Peterson in an open field.
Yeah, he's tripping.
Yeah. Yeah,
Remember when Seth was
I
buff?
definitely could have played D1 soccer for sure. I definitely could have played D1 soccer. I mean, come on, bro. Are we serious? Are we fucking
Let me get a
serious?
cap spam chat. Let me
Are
get
we
a cap
fucking
spam.
serious? I could have played D1 football.
Let me
for
get a cap
sure.
spam
No,
chat.
for sure. They don't know. They don't know ball. They don't know ball. They don't really
Cap-
understand.
Capsule.
They don't get it.
Let
Let me get a
Under
capsule
shirt.
spam chat.
No, I would have been there. I got injured in my ACL, lost my ACL. I would have been there. I was in the academy. I was already talking to St. John. All these. I was already talking to these fucking teams already. They wanted me. I was there, and then it just collapsed in front of me. My dreams.
Rambo Ray's got D1 golf
You know what I
or
mean?
bowling,
Well,
not
listen,
D1
Ray-
golf.
Ray
Sorry,
D1
D1
golf is
bowling.
definitely doable.
D1 bowling.
Solo. Wait, who?
Ray's
Rambo Ray?
got the handicap at Ray's running D1 golf first.
Solo.
So.
D1 bowling.
Hey, Rambo Ray go crazy in bowling. He'd go crazy.
Bro, I'm pretty sure it was Cosmo, bro. I'm sorry. I'm looking it up. He deleted his Twitter, but I'm pretty sure it was him. Methods might know, because I think Methods teamed with him at some point. Maybe my guess.
Alien chess. That's what somebody said. Alien chess.
It's time for
Really
a
good
pot.
chess player.
Benjay, sync the pop.
Dr. Lupo in chess.
Last question. Who's got the biggest head in the league? And why is it Fat Tony? Slowly.
He's not in the league.
It used to be the league. Who's got the biggest head of all time? It's Tony. We got Benjay the Seam. Slippage on. Taking 5 rips of the poppy. And he sinks the paw. Nice and easy. From Benjay.
Nice job, guys.
It's golf season, bro. Like, you can't go against Ben.
Oh, man.
Except for what happened on the course today, but that was a nice spot.
There's some more channel points. A lot of people had you sinking that one, Benjay. You've been calm, cool, collected. How have you been doing it, Benjay? How have you been doing this shit?
I just step up, remember my swing thoughts, and I just hit the pot.
Absolutely. Shout out to Benjay. The seeing guys are going to do it for us. Wait, how many more weekends of online matches do we have?
One.
Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more weekend of online matches next week. Then we have Major 4 at DreamHack, and then that's it, bro. No more online league matches. We just wait. We wait until Champs. And by the way, Ben will be hosting the show Saturday Champs. So shout out to Benji Nassim. I will not be here on the show for Saturday Champs. I got a family wedding to attend to. So Benji Nassim is going to take Saturday. But I will be there Thursday,
I'm sick
Friday.
on Saturday at Champs.
You're sick that day?
Yeah.
So lonely. And
It's the best day of champs. You're gonna get sick on that
I'm
day?
sick. I'm spent. I'm not feeling it, bro.
I'll be back.
That's good. I'm replacing with the nub then. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I'll be around
Shite.
Thursday. I'll be around Thursday, Friday. I might be around for like the first couple games on Saturday, but then I got to dip
I think
out.
chat might be sick too.
And then I'll be back here Sunday, which I'm pretty sure Ben is only the grand final on Sunday, right? Well, but I'll be here for the grand final. But yeah, bro, you already know I'll be at the wedding with the phone in the back pocket. You know, like we'll see what's going on, what's happening over here, who's doing what. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, it'll be a good time. I'm excited for it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out audio. We're follow out the flank on Twitter. Guys doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. Of course, ZooMaa.gg for the merch. We got a new merch drop coming here soon, and of course, join the community. We're closing in on 24,000 people in the community, so make sure to join the community. It's spotlighted to the top of my Twitter, top of the flank Twitter. You guys know the vibe, man. Take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you guys next time on another episode of The Flank, man. Take care, guys. Ciao, ciao. Slowly.